The next tool we'll talk about is our mirror by picking the axis. There's pick the axis and then there's drawing the axis. They both do the same things. They mirror the objects and you have the opportunity to copy it as you mirror it and create new ones or don't copy and delete the originals. Mirroring in a 3D view is kind of tricky, so it's best in an elevation or a plan view. Let's just go down here for as an example. Let's say I wanted to create a mirrored kind of twin tower over here. Okay, I could do that by drawing the axis, which would be this one, or I can go picking. So to pick, I need to have something to flip over as far as an axis to pick on, and there's nothing there. So what I usually do is I go in here and I create a reference plane, and I put the reference plane in. I use my shift key to make sure it's nice and straight. Escape, escape. And I can even add in a little dimension to make sure that that reference plane is a specific distance away from here by picking on here and going in here and saying, yes, I want it to be 25 feet at the halfway point. Okay, now I can hover over this wall, tab to select the chain of walls, pick all those walls, which will also select the windows, and then I go mirror by picking the axis, hover over here till it highlights pick, and there's my first floor mirrored over. So I can go to my 3D view, and there's that first floor. Now, when I did that, there was the copy option built into that. Okay, I'm going to draw another reference plane on my home tab. You see, reference plane, I do a lot of them, so I should put that in my PGP file. Is it in there? RF. No, RF is new level. Oh, or actually it must be roof by footprint. Let's exit out of that. Okay, I'll just draw a reference plane and add that to my, oh, there it is, RP. Of course it is, RP, reference plane. So reference plane, I'm going to take a reference plane, I'm going to draw it in over here. Now notice the angles, okay? So anytime you do that, you can sort of pick a point, and then you can go after your blue numbers and then change this to be whatever you want, 45 degrees. Click out, escape, escape. Now I can set this the distance away. I can just pick on this floor and say mirror about this axis, pick over here, pick, and then pick out, and I'm done. Okay, you can mirror about internal points of a wall. Let's get rid of these guys over here. Okay, let's take this wall and maybe this one using my control button, and I'll say mirror using axis, and I can hover in here and I can use my tab button always to select an internal layer. As you get closer, you don't have to use your tab as much because it'll click it, but look, I can't seem to get that face of the concrete block. So tab, there it is. Now I can zoom out, or I can try it again from here. Tab, 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 click. It mirrors it. Now as I did that, there was a copy option in there. Let's undo that back. Okay, here we go again. Pick my objects, and then I go in and I say mirror by picking the axis. And look, copy. If I take the copy off, when I go in here and I tab, okay, notice there's, see where that is? That's not the face of the block. That's the center of the wall. If you hit tab, that's actually so there's a difference. It's very close, but it's not. If you want to pick an internal point, you can see the blue line there. Okay, tab. So tab to pick the edge, pick. That time I did a mirror, except for I didn't copy it. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfectly plumb. I can mirror this and say mirror by axis, and by default it's going to go to the center line, so I can just pick on there, off it goes. Pick on this window, nudge it over with my keyboard, pull that down. Okay, however I want to clean that up, it's not a very good intersection. So mirroring with the pick axis, okay, you have to have something to mirror about. You can't draw it on the fly. So either you draw it beforehand or you have something already in place. It's up to you. You can also go in, just like the other ones, and you can, instead of picking the objects first, which I like to do, and then pick the tool, okay, I'm going to hit escape. You can start by picking the tool, mirror by picking the axis, okay, and let's try these guys over here. So what it's going to say is select the object. So I'm going to go like this, pick these objects. I can use my shift or whatever to remove and add. When I'm done, I hit either a space bar or an enter. This is AutoCAD style. And then I pick the axis I want to mirror about, click, and it will mirror the objects about that. Leave them highlighted, and then if I want, I can, nudge them over with the shift arrow key, big nudging, etc. It also works from within sketch mode when you're in a roof or a floor. I've been using this floor all the way along here. Let's go up to my second level, and up here we can see we've got a roof. I can pick on this roof and say edit the footprint. Okay, I can go in here and draw an arc from here to here and out. It'll find that nice radius. If I want to change it, I can. Click on here, delete that point. Take this guy. Okay, now I need to mirror axis. Oh, I don't have one. This is where I want to use the next one we're going to talk about, which is where you get to pick a point and draw the line and use your shift key. Pick, out it goes. Pick on here, delete. Okay, so now I've done that, and I'm in sketch mode, and sketch lines, of course, all talk to each other quite nicely. So in that case, I didn't use the axis. I actually used the mirror by pick point. I could go in here and pick on here and use this back to my pick axis, pick over there, click out, and then, draw a line from here to here. Okay, another line from here to here. Escape, escape, pick on this guy, delete it. Okay, now I have to be careful. All my edges are sloping here. Finish off using a little bit of mirroring. Click out. Sorry about that. And there's my 3D roof. And the mirror tool in that way. You can also do it in an elevation. If I go to south elevation, okay, I can zoom in to one of my windows over here. Oh, my crop region is cropping that. Pull that out, zoom in. Okay, set up to realistic view here. Let's click and delete that tree. Okay, so if I have a reference plane or an axis or something, it wouldn't matter. Let me just get rid of this. Let's take this wall, okay, and we can say mirror using axis and pick on here, and we can pick the center of that wall. Mirrors it over. I've got some interference and stuff going on, but for the most part, still going to work. So you can mirror in elevation or in plan. It's just a matter of getting used to selecting your objects and getting used to using your tab button to select that axis. Okay, we'll come back and talk a little bit about the draw axis tool right after this.